All right, let's dive right in. Today we're doing an exhaustive explainer on something brand new, something born out of a very modern-day challenge, the California Certified AI Compliance Officer, or CCAICO+. If you have anything to do with AI in California, trust me, you're going to want to lean in for this.
So you might be wondering, why is this even a thing? Why now? Well, it's because California has basically rolled out a whole new rulebook for artificial intelligence. It's like a new sheriff just walked into town. And, organizations are now scrambling to figure out this new landscape without getting hit with some pretty serious penalties. This has created a huge, urgent need for a totally new kind of expert. So, to really get our heads around this, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the actual laws that are causing all this commotion. Then, we'll get into what the CCAICO certification really is. After that, we'll unpack its pretty massive curriculum, map out exactly how you get certified, and finally, we'll look at what life is actually like in this new role. Let's do it.
Okay, first things first. We have to understand the problem we're trying to solve here. And this isn't about just one little law. No, we're talking about a super complex, new regulatory landscape, a whole web of rules that is uniquely Californian and is forcing everyone to adapt and adapt fast.
And when I say a legal web, I'm not kidding. Just look at this. California has passed these really specific laws like the Healthcare AI Governance Act and the AI Transparency Act. But these aren't standalone. They're layered right on top of existing privacy laws like the CPRA, and of course, federal rules like HIPAA for healthcare. For any organization, especially if you're in healthcare or the nonprofit world, trying to untangle this whole mess is, well, it's a massive, massive challenge.
So, faced with all that complexity, what are organizations supposed to do? Well, a very specific solution has popped up to answer that question. And that brings us right to the CCIGCO certification. It's a program that was literally built from the ground up to tackle this exact problem.
At its heart, yeah, the CCAICO is a professional certification, but the key is its focus. This is not your generic global AI ethics course. It's a top-tier program led by a nonprofit, and it's specifically designed to churn out experts who can handle California's unique AI laws from day one. And they've got a special focus on those healthcare and mission-driven sectors.
And this is really how the CCIACO carves out its own space. Most other certifications out there, they cover broad international stuff, and they're usually run by commercial companies with a pretty high price tag. This one, totally different. It is laser-focused on California law. It's run by a nonprofit on a donation-based model, and this is a big one. It provides ongoing support, like mentorship and a whole compliance toolkit, which is something you just don't see in this space.
Now, any certification is only as good as what it teaches you, right? And this is where the program gets really, really impressive. Let's take a look at how they blend that deep legal knowledge with actual, practical, hands-on skills.
The whole thing is built around 12 intensive modules, and that number isn't just random. The entire structure is designed to be this complete journey, taking you from the absolute basics all the way to expert-level hands-on application.
The first half of the curriculum is all about building that solid foundation. You start with the fundamentals of AI governance and what it means to be a compliance officer. But then you dive deep, real fast. You're getting into sector-specific strategies, the technical side of large language models and prompt engineering, data privacy, and that absolutely critical work of auditing algorithms to fight bias.
Then, the second half is where all that theory gets put into practice. This is where you get your hands dirty. We're talking about building real-world skills, creating incident response plans, tearing apart vendor contracts, actually drafting AI policies, and training staff. It all leads up to a full-day remote practice lab, which is like a simulated compliance audit, and then submitting a professional capstone portfolio.
Okay, so you get the need for it and you see what you'll learn. But what does the actual path from signing up to earning that credential look like? Let's break it down step by step.
First off, the financial model is, well, it's really unique. This isn't your standard tuition fee. Since the program is run by a 501c3 nonprofit, you enroll by making a tax-deductible donation. And that's a very deliberate choice. It's all about making the certification way more accessible, especially for folks working in nonprofits or the public sector who might not have those huge professional development budgets.
And to put a number on it, the typical donation is about 50% less than what you'd pay for a standard commercial certification. This whole model, plus scholarships and sliding scale options, is all designed to build a more diverse, more accessible workforce of compliance experts all across California.
The process itself is super clear and structured. It all starts with enrollment through a donation. Then comes the training phase, where you work through those 12 remote modules with live support. Next up is the assessment, and it's tough. You have to pass that big final exam and submit that professional capstone portfolio. Only when you've cleared all that do you get the official credential.
And let's be crystal clear about the rigor here. This final exam is no joke. It's a 200-question analytical test, and they say it's modeled after the difficulty of the multi-state bar exam that lawyers have to pass. You need an 80% to pass, which just goes to show the really high standard of expertise this certification stands for.
But, earning the certification isn't the finish line. It's really the starting pistol for a career. So let's look at the ongoing value and what the professional life of a CCICO is all about.
So once you complete the program, you get this whole package of real, tangible assets. We're talking the official digital credential, a signed certificate that says you are workforce ready, and a listing in a public registry so employers can verify you. You also get a digital badge for LinkedIn and, get this, lifetime access to a compliance toolkit packed with templates and checklists.
The program also has this really innovative stipend system. Certified officers can actually choose to participate by creating critical compliance documents, things like risk assessments or bias audits for other mission-driven organizations. And for doing that work, they earn ethical, donor-supported stipends.
Here's how that works. When a client organization makes a donation for these services, that money gets split right down the middle, 50-50. Half of it goes directly to the certified officer as a stipend for their expert work. The other half, it gets plowed right back into the nonprofit's mission to fund more education and research. It's a really smart, self-sustaining model.
And the support doesn't end there, not at all. The program offers a full career support system. We're talking personalized job placement help, defined career paths, ongoing mentorship, and monthly legal updates so you're always in the loop. And to make sure everyone stays sharp, you have to recertify every 2 years.
So, after seeing this crazy new legal landscape, the depth of this curriculum, and all the career support, the final question is really a personal one. This brand new field needs qualified leaders. The path is laid out. The only question left is, are you ready to be one of them?